Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dalsan TV English News Bulletin. I'm Ifrah Noor. Now let's have a look at the top stories that are making the headlines for the day. Somali President seeks Arab League support for UN seat. Airstrike in central Somalia kills several Al-Shabaab militants. New AU mission to enter Somalia after ATMIS withdrawal. And finally, security forces arrest a man carrying a bag containing explosive in Mogadishu. Welcome back, dear viewers. Now let's delve into the full bulletin. President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has engaged Arab League ambassadors during his visit to Ethiopia to bolster Somalia's candidature for the UN Security Council seat. The president met the ambassadors ahead of the AU 37th Ordinary Summit in Addis Ababa. The Somali leader impressed upon the Arab League diplomats to support his country's bid for the 2025-2026 session. Our reporter has more on this story.
In a strategic move to secure support for Somalia's bid for a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council, UNSC, President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud has engaged Arab League ambassadors during his visit to Ethiopia. The president met with the ambassadors ahead of the 37th Ordinary Summit of the African Union, AU, in Addis Ababa, where he emphasized the importance of their support for Somalia's candidacy for the 2025-2026 session. The UN Security Council, consisting of 5 permanent members and 10 non-permanent members, is a key decision-making body responsible for maintaining international peace and security. The non-permanent members are elected by the UN General Assembly for 2-year terms. Somalia last held a non-permanent seat on the Security Council from 1971 to 1972. President Mohamud's engagement with the Arab League ambassadors highlights Somalia's proactive approach in seeking international support for its bid. By meeting with these influential diplomats, the president aims to garner Arab League countries' backing, which could significantly bolster Somalia's chances during the voting process in June. The Arab League support is crucial in strengthening Somalia's position within the international community and underscores the country's commitment to advancing regional and global peace and security. Somalia's candidacy for the UNSC seat reflects the progress it has made in terms of stability, governance, and regional cooperation.
Somali army forces supported by international partners have conducted an airstrike in the Galgaduud region, resulting in the killing of several Al-Shabaab militants and the destruction of the group's bases. According to state-owned media reports on Saturday, the airstrikes targeted the militants' positions in the El Wadalan area located in the Galad district in the Galgaduud region.
Somali army forces, supported by international partners, conducted an airstrike in the Galgadad region, resulting in the killing of several Al-Shabaab militants and the destruction of the group's bases. According to state-owned media reports on Saturday, the airstrike targeted the militants' positions in the El Wadalan area, located in the Galad district of the Galgadad region. The forces also destroyed another militant base in the Lower Shabelle region, although state-owned media did not provide further details. 3 weeks ago, the Somali government announced that more than 25 militants were killed in a strike in central Somalia. The airstrike destroyed a house where leaders of the group were meeting, and a garage used to prepare car bombs in the town of Galhariri district. Al-Shabaab is a militant group based in Somalia. It emerged in the mid-2000s and had briefly controlled parts of Somalia. Al-Shabaab aims to overthrow the internationally recognized government. The group has been responsible for numerous acts of violence, including suicide bombings, assassinations, and guerrilla-style attacks. Al-Shabaab has pledged allegiance to Al-Qaeda and has received support and training from the global jihadist network. It has exploited instability in Somalia and taken advantage of a weak central government to its influence.
A new AU-led multinational mission will begin its operation in Somalia starting January next year, following the withdrawal of the African Union Transition Mission later this year. Plans for this deployment have begun, even as details of who the multinational mission will consist of remain scanty. Our reporter has more on this story.
A new AU-led multinational mission will begin its operations in Somalia starting January next year, following the withdrawal of the AU transition mission later this year. Plans for its deployment have begun even as the details of who the multinational mission will consist of remain scanty. Speaking to Voice of America Thursday, Somalia National Security Advisor Hussein Sheikh Ali said the African Union and the UN have already agreed to have the lean multinational forces of an estimated 3,000 to 8,000 soldiers who will work closely with an equal number of Somali forces before they gradually take over from them within a year or so. The same was confirmed by Kamal Gutale, Senior Security Advisor to Somalia's Prime Minister, who also attended a meeting to discuss the ongoing ATMIS withdrawal and plan for a new multinational force on Wednesday. The partners included troops and police contributing countries of Burundi, Kenya, Djibouti, Ethiopia, Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Uganda, Zambia, Somali government reps and UN reps, EU, USA, UK, UAE, Qatar, Turkey, and leaders of the AU Political Affairs, Peace and Security Department. The deployment of the new mission seeks to fill the vacuum that will emerge the following of the withdrawal of ATMIS troops, Africa's longest-serving peacekeeping mission. The vacuum is felt by the number of attacks that have occurred since the withdrawals began last year, raising questions over the Somali National Army's readiness to take over the security of the country. Last year, Somalia requested a technical halt of 3,000 of the second phase of the ATMIS withdrawal to give room for its soldiers to win the onslaught against the Al-Shabaab terror group that began a year ago. President Mohamud felt that he needed more time to deal with the difficult task of putting pressure on Al-Shabaab and at the same time generate forces that sustain the momentum that, according to observers, had attained more gains than ever made the last 5 years.
Now for our final story, security forces apprehended a man carrying a bag containing explosives in Mogadishu on Friday. Police officials stated that the explosion was intended to target the people of Abdiaziz district in the capital, Mogadishu. The suspect is currently in custody, and our reporter has more on this piece.
Security forces apprehended a man carrying a bag containing explosives in Mogadishu on Friday. Police officials stated that the explosion was intended to target people of Abdiaziz district in the capital. The suspect is currently in custody. Security forces have intensified operations to ensure the safety of the capital, including facilitating traffic and movement of people to thwart any terrorism plots. The incident comes 2 days after Puntland Police Force arrested 13 militants affiliated with Al-Shabaab and the Islamic State during a 2-week operation in the Bay region, particularly in Bosaso town. According to the Eastern Region Command of Puntland Police, 2 foreign fighters, Hassan ibn Mohammed ibn Hussein from Morocco and Mohammed ibn Mohammed Ahmed from Syria, were apprehended during a targeted operation in the Bakol area. They also confirmed that 25 other Somali suspects are currently in custody.
Dear viewers, that's all we have prepared for you. Kindly stay connected to Dalsan TV platforms, and we wish you a lovely evening.